Yo guys, welcome to Ashton Fitness. Today I'm going to show you 5 calisthenics skills that you can learn at home if you're a beginner. You don't need any equipment to learn these impressive skills, and they can be practiced anywhere around your home. What's more, in this video I'm going to show you the progressions you need to know in order to learn these calisthenics skills if you can't do them yet. As always, remember to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you can continue to receive helpful calisthenics videos like this one. The first calisthenics skill you can learn at home with no equipment is the elbow lever. This skill is pretty challenging, but it's not as hard as it looks. That's because in the elbow lever, you balance a lot of your body weight on your elbows, hence the name elbow lever. To perform the elbow lever, turn your palms outwards at about a 130-degree angle. Next, bring your elbows together and press them into your hips. If you can feel your hip bones with your elbows, then your elbows are in the right place. Once you have your elbows in the correct position, slowly lift your legs off the floor and lift your chest up to level yourself out and form a nice straight line. If you can't hold the full elbow lever, you can start with an easier progression, like the tucked elbow lever. This is exactly the same as the normal elbow lever, except you have your legs tucked instead of fully extended. Once you get comfortable holding that, you can move on to the straddle elbow lever with your legs fully extended and apart. When holding that becomes easy, you'll be ready to move on to the full elbow lever. Bonus tip! Leaning forward whilst holding the elbow lever will make it easier and allow you to hold it for longer. The second calisthenics skill you can learn at home is the Russian push-up. The Russian push-up is an amazing push-up variation that adds a bit of flavour to the standard push-up. To perform the Russian push-up, come down as if you were doing a normal push-up and then push yourself back onto your forearms using your palms. Once you're in this position, press your palms into the ground and pull yourself back into the push-up position. From there, simply push up to complete the movement. When you're performing the Russian push-up, it's important to keep your elbows parallel to each other. Don't flare your elbows outwards, as this will make the skill considerably harder and will place too much tension on your elbows. The only requirement for the Russian push-up is that you're able to do 10 push-ups easily. The third calisthenics skill you can learn at home is the handstand. The handstand is a fundamental calisthenics skill every calisthenics athlete should learn, because it's the gateway to more advanced calisthenics skills like the handstand push-up, 90-degree push-up, and the one-arm handstand. I've already made a couple of detailed handstand tutorials which you should definitely check out if you want to learn the handstand, but I'll quickly summarize the key points here. To perform the handstand, start in a sprint stance position. Next, kick off the ground with your bent leg, swing your straight leg up until it's pointed straight at the ceiling, and then lift your bent leg up in a controlled manner to join it. A common mistake a lot of beginners make when training the handstand is that they throw themselves into it. This generates too much momentum and it makes it harder to balance once you reach the top. Avoid doing this and instead kick up into the handstand for greater control. If you can't do the handstand yet, a great exercise you can use to train your handstand is the handstand kick-up. Handstand kick-ups are great because they help to build the strength, confidence and balance needed for the full handstand. To do handstand kick-ups, kick up into the handstand, attempt to hold it at the top and then lower yourself down. When I was training for the handstand, I used to do 3 sets of 10 reps, so I'd recommend doing the same if you want to see the best results. If you don't feel confident enough to do handstand kick-ups, you can practice handstands against the wall. Falling forward is a common fear for many beginners, so training your handstand against the wall will help to alleviate that fear. The key to making progress with the handstand when training it against the wall though, is to push off with the wall with your feet so that you can balance unassisted for a few seconds without the wall. This will get your body used to holding the handstand without assistance, and the strength, balance and control gained from doing this will translate into being able to hold a better freestanding handstand. As previously mentioned, I highly recommend watching my handstand tutorials if you're learning the handstand, because they offer some really great tips about hand placement and finger positioning that will allow you to hold a straighter, more stable handstand. The fourth calisthenics skill you can learn at home is the L-sit. The L-sit is a cool calisthenics skill that primarily works the abs. It can be done on the floor, on a chair with handles, in between 2 chairs, in between 2 surfaces, or anywhere else where there are 2 handholds with a space in between them. Holding the L-sit takes a considerable amount of core strength, so if you can't hold it straight away, then the first progression I'd recommend starting off with is the tucked L-sit. Once you can hold that comfortably, progress onto the one-legged L-sit. When that becomes easy to hold, try the straddle L-sit. Once you've mastered that, you'll be ready to attempt the full L-sit. If you're a beginner, you'll probably find it easier to practice L-sits on a raised surface rather than on the floor, because holding the L-sit on the floor is harder. I don't exactly know why, but that's just the way it is. The fifth calisthenics skill you can learn at home is the pistol squat. The pistol squat is a calisthenics leg exercise that takes a lot of strength and balance to achieve. To train it at home, you can start off by doing assisted pistol squats using something to hold on to. In my case, I was using the kitchen counter to help stabilize my balance. Once your balance and strength begin to improve, you can practice pistol squat negatives. Simply lower yourself down with control until you reach the bottom of the pistol squat, and then use both legs to squat yourself back up to the starting position. Once you've mastered pistol squat negatives, you'll be ready to progress onto the full pistol squat. Before attempting any pistol squat progressions, I'd recommend getting very comfortable with bodyweight squats first. You should be able to do at least 20 bodyweight squats with ease before you start attempting the pistol squat. If you want to learn more about how to pistol squat, you can check out my pistol squat tutorial. The link's down in the description. Thank you for watching, guys. If you found the video helpful, then let me know in the comments below, and if you think your friends would find this video useful, then make sure to pass it on to them. This has been Ashton with Ashton Fitness. Now go practice those calisthenic skills.